Assalamu alaikum. This is Sadia Jalali with Muslim Bliss. Just wanted to talk a little bit today about the idea of loneliness and just the idea of isolation. I have come across a lot of people who constantly describe the feeling of loneliness, and it's really hard on them. And I guess the loneliness stems from the idea of feeling isolated. But these concepts basically they feed on themselves, right? So if you're starting to feel very lonely, due to isolation, you tend to isolate more, even if there were opportunities for social interactions, you'll end up finding yourself declining. You'll end up wanting to stay home more. You'll end up just really kind of like cocooning in on yourself. And, that is really unhealthy. So I'm talking about two different things. On one hand, I think it's really great sometimes to retreat and not always be social and always be out. So there's kind of like a balance that has to be struck where you're spending some time together with yourself, feeling comfortable being alone, feeling comfortable with, talking to God and just having that downtime. But I do think that our society right now, because we have the facade of always being connected due to our smartphones, that actually lends itself to feeling more connected than we actually are. And so most people, or many people I know, are experiencing a large sense of loneliness. And it's something I see often at work. It's something I see even in life, and I've heard from different people. And so I do think that we have to really fight that urge to isolate ourselves. Even when you're feeling lonely, do your best to keep reaching out to different people, try to connect with them. Just sitting down and having a cup of chai or coffee with someone really goes a long way. It does a lot for people. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're feeling like that, don't hesitate to reach out. Two, if you start to notice any of your friends in your friend circle, even outer circles, you haven't seen them in a long time, you haven't like come across them in a long time, reach out. It is so important for us to check up on each other and to connect with each other. It really goes such a long way, and it could mean the world to someone, and you had no idea. That one text, just one phone call, checking in, could mean so much to someone. So I just want us to really do a better job of working on this. Fight the urge to isolate when you start to feel that loneliness and start to get a little on the depressed side, just those feelings. Push yourself, try to get out, try to interact with people, try to make connections. It's so much healthier for our psyche. The Prophet ﷺ, he did this balance so wonderfully. When he was in Mecca or Medina, like when he was present in the city, he was so accessible and he was so connected. There's a reason we call them his companions, right? Like he lived life with them. Now, of course, he did his, going to Hira and like to retreat and have some alone time. And so, like I said at the beginning, it is okay to do that, but those have to be in doses, and that can't be, a standard based on your almost like your mental health. He would do it in order to get away from certain things in life. The society and the ills of the society, and to connect with God. Now, those things are great. But if you're doing it out of just feeling very isolated and not relatable and not connected to people, that's where it gets into the healthy space. So inshallah, just fight that urge. Reach out when you can. If you're the person who's noticed someone's pulled back, you reach out. Let's please do this for each other. I think it can go a long way, inshallah, for all of our mental health. All right, till next time. Assalamu alaikum.